Picture this. It's 2028, and the sky over Guam suddenly erupts. Dozens of Chinese DF-26 ballistic missiles scream downwards. U.S. interceptors catch a few, but most slam into the island. In seconds, runways are cratered, fuel tanks are burning, and American bombers are destroyed. At that exact moment, halfway across the world, a Russian submarine fires cruise missiles at Alaska. Fort Greely's defenses, built for long-range threats, are caught off guard. Jets scramble, but it's too late. Elmendorf Air Force Base is hit. Then, Iran joins the chaos. Missiles rain down on U.S. bases in the Gulf, and fast boats lay mines in the vital Strait of Hormuz. This isn't random. It's a coordinated first strike by China, Russia, and Iran. Their goal isn't to invade America. It's to hit so hard, so fast, that Washington is paralyzed, unable to stop them from achieving their goals abroad. China grabbing Taiwan, Russia overrunning the Baltics, and Iran choking the world's oil supply. And just to be clear, this is a sandbox scenario and nukes are off the table. Because if they weren't, this video would end right here. But the missiles are just the start. Deep within America's infrastructure, hidden malware is activated. The power grid flickers. Port cranes freeze, trapping ships offshore. Air traffic control systems in the Northeast malfunction, grounding hundreds of planes and stranding tens of thousands of people. In orbit, the first shots of a space war are fired as anti-satellite weapons shatter U.S. spy and GPS satellites. For the Pentagon, it's a nightmare start. Blind spots on the radar, slower targeting, and enemies hitting from every direction at once. So, who has the upper hand? On paper, the attackers have the initiative. China brings the world's largest navy and a massive missile arsenal. Russia, despite its losses in Ukraine, still has thousands of tanks and huge production capacity. Iran adds its regional network of drones, missiles, and militias. But facing them is the United States, the world's biggest economy, which spends more on defense than China, Russia, and Iran combined. It boasts 11 aircraft carriers, the most powerful submarine fleet, and unmatched air power with its F-22s, F-35s, and B-2 stealth bombers. Add in its NATO allies, and the balance of power isn't so one-sided. The real question is, can the attackers do enough damage to win in the opening hours? Or can the U.S. and its allies withstand the punch and swing back? Within minutes, NORAD scrambles fighter jets. F-22s patrol over Alaska, guarding against more attacks. On Guam, engineers rush to repair the blasted runways. At sea, U.S. submarines hunt for the sub that fired on Alaska. And in cyberspace, America strikes back. Chinese missile factories stall. Russian military trains are rerouted. Iranian command networks go dark. Then come the stealth raids. B-2 bombers hit the missile bases that attacked Guam. Tomahawk cruise missiles, launched from submarines, slam into a key Chinese naval base and Iran's main port city. American morale flips from shock to fury. The president addresses the nation declaring, "We will finish this on our terms." NATO invokes Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all. For the first time since 9/11, the entire alliance is at war. Russia's gamble in the Baltics fails. NATO forces, a mix of Polish, American, and German armor, hold the line and then push back. With NATO controlling the skies, Russian tanks become easy targets. By spring, the Baltics are free. In the Pacific, the fight for Taiwan is brutal. Chinese troops land on the beaches, but they can't hold their ground. U.S. submarines sink their landing ships while American and Japanese jets dominate the air. A tight blockade forms around China, drying up its oil imports and crippling its factories. The invasion of Taiwan collapses. In the Middle East, Iran's offensive quickly loses steam. U.S. carrier raids and Israeli intelligence dismantle its military machine. The Strait of Hormuz is reopened, and oil flows once more. Iran is neutralized. The BRICS coalition, which looked so powerful at the start, has fractured. Only China and Russia are left fighting, and both are exhausted. A year later, the world looks very different. The U.S. and its allies have taken losses, but they've won. Taiwan is free, the Baltics are secure, and the Middle East has stabilized. The initial coordinated strike was a massive blow, but it wasn't enough to break the combined strength of the U.S. and NATO. If you thought that was intense, Just imagine what would happen if every U.S. state had to defend itself. Which one would come out on top? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for more.